Underdog, Yurfie, I got 5 best bets for you. Let's dive in. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. We got more Major League Baseball bets for you for Tuesday, April 11th. We had a small losing day. I'm sorry. The streak just kind of took a little slight halt. But you know what? We're going to be okay. We can blame this on my wife. Like I said, she made me get a haircut. I'm not wearing the hat today because the Mariners lost again today, too. So between that and just having a bad day overall, 2-4, it just needs to go off. So maybe we need to let the haircut have its day on camera, and then we'll get back into it. So we're gonna get back to winning. I got 5 best bets for you. I have a Yurfie. That's right. I got 2 1-unit plays. I got an underdog. We got it all. We're gonna dive in, but before we do, you know it. Smash that like button like you guys have been doing. 2,000 views the last 2 videos. Can't thank you guys enough. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk NBA, baseball, football, everything all year round. It's a ton of fun. We're doing an NBA playoff predictions and preview video coming out probably Wednesday or Thursday morning. And so be sure to stay tuned for that. Ryan's going to come back on camera. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to give you our NBA finals predictions, our champion, all that kind of stuff. So other than that, guys, we got a lot to get into. So let's dive right in. The bets recap page from yesterday. Yeah, here we go. All right, we got some X's. We're due, but it's okay. We're still staying at a half unit, so it wasn't that bad. Under 4 in the first 5 White Sox Twins. They had one bad inning and it killed us, but it just wasn't pretty. Under 3.5 Marlins Phillies. Who had Sandy Alcantara getting rocked by the Phillies? But to be honest, he gave up like 3, 4, 5 runs with 2 outs. So it is what it is. The unders didn't work out. Bet number 3, over 9.5 Nationals Angels. That looks like it was heading towards like 13, 14 runs and ended right on 10. So you know what? We'll take it. Urias 5 plus Ks and Dodgers money line, probably the easiest win of the night at plus 106. Dodgers crushed them. Urias, I think, went over this by at least a few. And then I threw on 2 added plays today because they were great odds, plus 150, plus 160. All I wanted was a split, and we were profitable on those 2. Trout was up with guys on base. Freeman was up with guys on base and a guy on third even. They could not get the job done with a big hit. Trout was awful tonight versus really bad pitching. But you know what? I love those odds. I'll take those all day with those players. So 2-4 day, only down 1.62 units. We are up 6.84, 33-20 on the year. Let's get back to the winning days, and that starts with bet number 1. All right, game number 1. Let's get into it. Yankees at Guardians. Yankees money line minus 166. Guardians money line plus 140. Over under of 8 runs. I'm just going to get right into my best bet, and then I'll explain it. It is the Guardians team total under 3.5 runs at minus 124. Garrett Cole's on the mound for the Yankees. If you're a baseball fan, you know who Garrett Cole is. You know he's an absolute stud. He's pitched 12.1 innings this season. He's given up 1 run and struck out 19 batters. That's right. He is dominating again. This Guardians team, they're 21st in weighted runs created, WRC plus, which is kind of the total offensive performance by a team. They're 21st versus righties this season, so they're not a good hitting team against righties. Garrett Cole's not giving up any runs. I expect him to go 6, 7 innings in this game at least, and then hand it over to that bullpen that happens to be the fourth have the 4th lowest ERA in the league. So, and you want to throw something else on top of all that? The Guardians hitters, the current hitters right now, are combined 28 for 151 versus Garrett Cole. That's a 185 batting average. This team cannot score. I wouldn't be shocked if Cole went like 6, 7 innings, gave up maybe 1 run. And I just don't see them getting close to 4, to be honest with you. So I almost took the Yankees minus a half a run in the first 5, but just because Gaddis is on the mound for the Guardians, he's nothing special. But you know what? I thought, let's just count on Cole and not worry about the Yankees bats on the road. So that's what we're doing. Guardians team total under 3.5. This is a 1-unit play. I have 2 of these 1-unit plays, and then all the rest of the half unit still. So 1-unit play, Guardians team total under 3.5. Let's move on to game number 2. All right, game number 2. It is the Royals at the Texas Rangers. Rangers money line a whopping minus 265. Royals money line plus 225. Over under of 8 runs. Royals are 3-8 on the season. Rangers are 6-4 right now. It's 2 teams doing opposite things. Well, to be honest, the Royals are one of the worst teams in the league. We know it. They had 1 lucky series against the Giants, but on the mound, what a mismatch! Jordan Lyles versus Jacob DeGrom, the man, the stud. Let's start out with Lyles. He's pitched 11 innings this year and given up 6 earned runs already in those 2 starts. This is his first road start of the year. His last 3 years on the road, he has a 7.18 ERA, 5.56 ERA, and a 5.25. His home and road splits are just not good. And now he has to go face a Rangers lineup that it can be hit and miss, but they just lit up this Royals team yesterday. So he doesn't miss a lot of bats, low K percentage. He's just not a very good pitcher in general. And then you go to the other side, Jacob DeGrom. If you know baseball, you know when healthy, he is the greatest pitcher on planet Earth. When healthy, though, that's the key. But he is right now. So he had a kind of a rough first start against the Phillies, getting back into it. But then he turned that around and struck out 11 guys in 6 innings versus the Orioles last game. So he was back to himself. His velocity is still right around 98 to 100 miles an hour on that fastball. He's as good as it gets. I'm amazed at this line I'm getting. My best bet for this game, it's a 1 unit play. It is Rangers minus 1.5 on the run line at minus 125. I'm getting a Rangers team that can hit the ball much better than the Royals team that has a starting pitcher that is about 10 times better. And I'm getting it at minus 125. And oh, by the way, the Royals are 3-8, right? All 8 losses have been by 2 or more runs. I mean, this isn't a team that's competing and staying close in all these games. Every single loss has been by 2 or more runs. I expect the Rangers to do it again. They probably win by 3 or 4 or 5 again in this game. As long as the Rangers bats come to play a little bit, the Grom will hold them down. I expect the Rangers to obliterate this terrible Royals team. That is my next best bet for 1 unit. Rangers minus 1.5, minus 125. Lock that sucker in, and let's move on to game number 3. All right, here we go. Game number 3, the Padres at the Mets. Mets money line minus 140. Padres money line plus 120. Over under of 8.5. Sound the alarm. It is Yurfie time, baby. That's right. I'm supposed to nod my head every time I bet Yurfie because we need a run. Speak it into existence. Nod it into existence. Let's go. Yurfie, 1-0 on the year. Let's make it 2-0. Guys, I'm going to just break this down as much as I can for 1 inning because anything can happen. First, let's start with the weather report by Steven. 70 degrees, wind blowing out at 10 to 12 miles an hour. It's a nice day in Queens. I'm not going to lie. 70 degrees, wind blowing out. What else could you ask for some runs, especially in April? The Mets, guys, we're going to be putting out like Nimmo, Lindor, Marte. Maybe Pete Alonso gets up in that first inning. I mean, those are good hitters. Then you go to the Padres side. You got Manny Machado, Juan Soto. Maybe Xander Bogaerts gets up in that first inning. I mean, we're talking great hitters up and down the top of that lineup. And now you go to the pitching. Ryan Weathers versus David Peterson. Not a great pitching matchup. Weathers is a career 4.77 ERA guy, low K rate. David Peterson, he's given up 6 earned runs in 9 innings already this year. So these are two pitchers that aren't good. You got stars in the top 3, 4 of the lineups for both sides. Good weather, wind blowing out. Minus 115 for a Yurfie. Sign me up. That's right. Bet number 3, Yurfie, Padres, Mets. Let's sweat that 1 inning out together and move on to game number 4. All right, bet number 4, Tigers at the Blue Jays. Blue Jays money line minus 290. Tigers money line plus 235. Over under of 8.5 runs in this game. Let's go to the pitching matchup first. It's Alek Manoah, the ace of the Blue Jays pitching staff. He had a terrible first outing against the Cardinals. It was very uncharacteristic of him. And then he turned around and threw 7 shutout innings against the Royals. I know it's the Royals, but those are both road starts. Now he gets to have his first home start of the year. I think this is a great bounce back spot against this Tigers offense. On the other side, Matt Manning, he's not very good. He threw 5.2 innings against the Astros and gave up 2 runs. But that's only game he's thrown. If you look at the stats on those guys, he gave up 35% hard contact. I mean, he got lucky in that game. 31 starts in the major leagues, and he's a career 4.75 ERA guy. This is just a dude, probably average to, I would say, below average. Low K rate around 17 to 18%. Not going to strike a lot of guys out. And if the Blue Jays hitters are putting the bat on the ball and at home, I like it. I think they're going to put up some runs off Manning. So my best bet in this game, it's the Blue Jays minus 1.5 at minus 128. It's on the run line, just like the Rangers bet. I think they're going to crush them. The Tigers are the second worst hitting team this year against right-handed pitching. I mean, this offense is just not pretty. I'm not going to lie. I expect Manoah to throw 6, 7 innings, give up maybe 1 run, and Blue Jays should just roll to a victory in this one. Also, by the way, in case you don't know, Matt Manning is not related to any Peyton or Eli Manning, so he does not have that pedigree in him. He's not a very good pitcher. Manoah is 10 times better. The lineup is 100 times better than the Tigers. I expect the Blue Jays to roll and to get only minus 128. I expect it to be like minus 140, minus 150 at least. I love this. Blue Jays minus 1.5. That's my best bet. Let's move on to the final bet of the day. Okay, here we go. It is the Cardinals at Rockies. Cardinals money line minus 165, Rockies money line plus 140, over under of a whopping 11 and a half runs in Coors Field. Uh, the Rockies won game one of this series. The Cardinals are, I think, 3-7 right now, 3-8 maybe. They are not playing good baseball. Pitchers on the mound: Miles Mikolas for the Cardinals. He is not good. He's thrown 9.1 innings this year and given up 10 runs. Yeah, that's over a 9 ERA. Now he has to pitch in Colorado. It's not a great spot to try to get right. His expected ERA is 5.94. It's a little better, but 5.94 is absolutely terrible still. Kyle Freeland, on the other hand, guys, for the Rockies, is a lefty. I don't know if you saw him in the World Baseball Classic. He looked good for Team USA. He's thrown 12 innings pitched this year, and he's given up 0 runs this year. So you got one pitcher giving up 10 earned runs this year, and another one giving 0. Um, he has a 1.76 expected ERA, which means he's pretty good no matter how you look at the stats. Also, he's just showing signs of improvement. People have been talking about him for the last year, year and a half. It is hard to pitch in Colorado. He's always going to probably have better numbers on the road. But both these teams are pitching in Colorado. I am just in love with this bet. This is the underdog bet of the day. Rockies money line is my best bet at plus 140. I am getting a much, much better pitcher on the mound. A team that plays much better at home in the Colorado Rockies. They're actually playing better in general than the Cardinals. Yes, the Cardinals will probably have a better record than this Rockies team. Not probably, they will. But right now, Cardinals are not playing well. I think they just benched Tyler O'Neill for some base running issue too. I mean, this team is it's kind of a mess right now, and now they got to put out one of their worst starting pitchers. I just love the plus 140 value for a team that's starting a better pitcher. And I know the Cardinals usually hit lefties well, but they don't have a ton of history against Freeland. And the only guy that actually does is Paul Goldschmidt, but he's 6 for 25 against him, so he doesn't hit him very well. So I love the Rockies with this value. I just can't pass it up at plus 140. That is my final bet of the day. Let's move to that bets recap page. All right, there we go. The two ones on top are the 1 unit plays. Guardians team total under 3.5. Rangers minus 1.5 for 1 unit, and then the Yurfie for a half unit between the Padres and Mets. Let's get some runs in Queens to start that game. And then Blue Jays minus 1.5 at minus 128. And then the underdog special, the Rockies money line at plus 140. Any added any added bets tomorrow will be in the pinned comments below in the YouTube video. And they will also be in Discord, as you know. This has been a ton of fun. It's time for a bounce back. I'm not happy with the losing day, even if it's a small losing day. And we've been on a run. It doesn't matter. We're back to the grind. We're gonna win. We got an NBA video coming out with some best bets for those two play-in games, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate it, and we will talk to you guys later.